Bessie Coleman was the first African-American woman to earn a pilot's license, thrilling crowds by performing dangerous maneuvers in a rickety airplane and representing literally the heights that African-Americans could attain. But before all that, she was working as a manicurist on Chicago's South Side in 1919 when her brother John began taunting her about her job. John had served in the army in France during World War I and often teased his sister about how women there had more opportunities. Women in France were so liberated, he said, they could even fly planes. Determined to prove him wrong, Coleman reached out to several pilots for lessons, but no one would accept her as a student. So she decided to go to France, where she thought her race and gender would not be insurmountable impediments. To prepare for the trip, Coleman studied French, solicited benefactors to help finance the venture, and found a higher-paying job managing a chili restaurant. On November 20th, 1920, she set off for Europe aboard the liner SS Imperator, then enrolled at the flight school founded by the aviation pioneers Gaston and René Caudron at Le Crétoy in northern France. There she began a 7-month course. Coleman learned aerial maneuvers like loop-the-loops, banking and tail spins, and she also witnessed another student that got killed. Coleman saw aviation as a way to empower Black people in America and dreamed of opening a flight school. She never did, but future pilots said they had been inspired by her, and flight clubs have been named in her honor. I shall never be satisfied until we have men of the race who can fly, she told the Black newspaper, the Chicago Defender, in 1921, adding, "We must have aviators if we are to keep pace with the times." Coleman borrowed planes at first, but in time, she saved up enough to buy her own. While in California, she planned to perform an air show near Los Angeles, but as she took off to fly to the fairgrounds, her motor stalled, and she nosedived from 300 feet, breaking a leg, fracturing her ribs, and destroying her plane. She begged the doctor at the scene to patch her up so that she could get to the show. He called for an ambulance. "Tell them all that as soon as I can walk, I'm going to fly," Coleman wrote in a telegraph to her fans. It took her months to recover, and it was 2 years before she was flying regularly again. Coleman lived in Chicago and then Houston, staging air shows all around Texas, but increasingly spending time on the lecture circuit, a safer way to make a point about social uplift. By April 1926, Coleman had saved enough money to buy another plane. She scheduled an air show for May 1st, and on April 30th, she and her co-pilot, a mechanic named William, went up for a test run. Officials determined that a loose wrench had become jammed in the plane's control gears, causing it to go out of control and crash. The mainstream press barely noted Coleman's death, focusing instead on Wills, who was white, but many Black newspapers gave front-page coverage to her death. Coleman's body lay in state in Florida and in Chicago, where about 10,000 people paid their respects. The journalist Ida B. Wells, who crusaded against lynching, led the ceremonies. As the journey continues, we salute Bessie Coleman.